Welcome to CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's Chris Riggins with today's top stories.
Thanks, Bridget. Purchasing decisions have been disrupted by the growing demand for EVs and limited options in the EV market. In a recent 2023 EV sentiment survey conducted by Edmunds, 85% of EV customers claimed they were open to buying an EV from OEMs they do not or have not owned. Additionally, the most recent transaction data shows the market share for EVs has increased from 5.2% in 2022 to 6.7% in May of 2023. Rivian has agreed to adopt Tesla's charging standard, issuing customers access to the most predominant U.S. charging network and adding to the momentum of Tesla's bid to set industry standards. Customers will be able to access 12,000 superchargers with adapters in the U.S. and Canada as early as 2024. However, despite other automakers adopting Tesla superchargers, Hyundai's president said the company would consider joining the alliance, but would have to determine that it was in the best interest of its customers. Accused of using funds from French automaker Renault to pay for his luxurious lifestyle, former Nissan CEO Carlos Ghosn has sued Nissan for $1 billion, alleging libel, slander, and the fabrication of tangible evidence. The lawsuit is the latest in the series of court proceedings with Nissan and its ex-chief. Despite Ghosn's arrest in Japan in 2018, Nissan countersued Ghosn for $91 million in civil damages in 2020, hoping to, quote, recover a significant portion of the monetary damages inflicted on the company by its former chairman due to years of misconduct and fraudulent activity. Both that lawsuit and the criminal accusations Ghosn faces in Japan for underreporting compensation are still unresolved. Stellantis plans to unveil a $27,000 battery electric vehicle in 2024, which may launch around the same time as the Volvo EX30, the Volkswagen ID.2, and Tesla's promised $25,000 vehicle. The transition to EVs has impacted the global auto market by influencing or pushing automakers to manufacture BEVs. However, switching to BEVs comes with challenges to those OEMs used to building fossil fuel vehicles. The next wave of EVs appears to focus on affordability and compact size. Bergstrom Automotive has continued their expansion this year with a standalone Genesis store. On today's Inside Automotive, we're pleased to welcome the CEO and president of Bergstrom Automotive, Tim Bergstrom, to discuss the standalone location, which marks the third location for the brand in the U.S., the future of the franchise system, and Bergstrom's company culture. Check it out.
Do you think that we maybe have turned a corner here in retail automotive where maybe we don't need a 3-month supply of vehicles sitting on our lots the way that we did back in 2019 and early 2020? And the fact that we've learned maybe that consumers are willing to wait a little bit for the right car of their choice?
You know, what I would tell you is a lot of things changed through COVID. And we were talking often saying a Zoom meeting is much more efficient, and we should carry on with our Zoom meetings going forward. Well, in COVID, it was 100%. We dialed it back to 75%. Now we're all the way back to 25% because you can't replace that human touch, that human connection, the walking past each other in the halls.
Sure.
And certainly, you know, the last time I did an interview with you, I had to find a Kia store that had the right technology to do it with you. Now I can walk to any one of our computers. And so there's lasting technology and things are made easier.
Sure.
We're still not in control of what's manufactured.
Yeah.
We have to understand we're the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
And the manufacturers are in charge of how much they build and where they ship them in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We certainly are a global market for production.
Mm-hmm.
We're not necessarily a global market for consumption. And so we're at the mercy of where they send it. I don't think we gave the best experience telling people they had to wait 9 months or a year and a half. And oftentimes you really couldn't predict when you'd have it. And there's still a real thrill when a guest says, yes, I'd like this car, and they can leave in it and they can take it home and show their neighbors that night. You know, it's a lot of money. You know, certainly in Wisconsin, 80% of our guests finance it. And you know, when you're looking about signing something that says I'm making a commitment, not having it in your hands still makes you think about, did I really spend the money the right way?
That's right. That's right.
All right, be sure to watch this interview in its entirety right here at cbtnews.com. That wraps up our show for today, but we invite you to join us back here again tomorrow morning for all the latest news and trends impacting the retail automotive industry. And be sure to follow us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.